This one's going to be a plank Tabata, so it's all core today, working on those abs and working on that core strength that just helps you out in all of your workouts. So reminder, Tabata is a workout that you do where you do one exercise for 8 sets, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest in between, and then you move on to a new exercise, resting 30 to 40 seconds in between. We're going to do 8 different exercises today, and again, I just want to remind you, take this at your own pace, do as many sets as you can, do the highest level of intensity as you can, and as you need to, just modify this stuff down. Just make sure you're working as hard as you can so you can get the results that you want. So we're going to start out with plank reach outs. You go down into a high plank on this. So you want your hands directly under your shoulders. You want your hips down, everything nice and tight through your core. There are a couple different versions of this. One is just to reach out with your hands, alternating. Make this a little bit more difficult. You want to go opposite hand to opposite leg, all the way out. And then modifying it down, you can come down onto your knees, reach out with just your hands, or do opposite hand, opposite leg, reaching out. If you're on your knees, just remember, hands stay under your shoulders and hips stay down. The next one we're going to do is a supine plank. You're down on your back for this one. Legs about shoulder width apart, hands above your head, and you're just going to lift up off the ground. You want to stay kind of low in this lift, kind of flex everything out, and just the mid part of your body is going to stay on the ground. Everything else is lifted. You don't want to lift too high. You don't want to go down too low. Just a mid lift here and hold for the 20-second intervals. Looks a lot easier than it is. Next up we have side lunges. So you're going to alternate legs on this one. You'll start on one leg, go over to the other leg. To make it more difficult, you can do 4 sets on the same leg, 4 sets on the next leg, or you can just alternate back and forth for either one. So you're just stepping out for the side lunge, going down, kind of sticking your hips out and keeping that knee, making sure it doesn't go forward of your toe. On the bent leg, the plant leg, you want to keep your foot on the floor. You don't want to pull it up like this. And just come back up to center, down, and a nice low squat, back up to center, down and up, and then switch legs on your next set. Same motion, just the other direction. Exhale as you go down, inhale as you come back to center. Okay, next up here we have agility jumps. You're just going to be jumping in kind of a square. You're going to go forward, backward, side to side, keeping your feet together, landing nice and soft on the balls of your feet, and keeping your heels up off the ground, and you're just jumping as fast as you can in that motion. Forward, backward, side to side. Make sure you're breathing through that, and go for the 20-second intervals. Next, after the agility jump, we have a plank kick through. This is going to be back in a high plank. Up again, hands right under your shoulders, hips down, and for this you're just going to bring your leg across your body, bringing your foot up kind of close in by your pinky, and just sinking your hip down and then back. And you're alternating legs through and back, through and back. Make sure you keep your hips low on this, and you're sinking into it, and you're not popping up when you come through, not sitting all the way back in the kick. After that, we have alternating leg lifts. So you're back on your back. Hands can be next to you or up under your hips, and you're just going to lift your feet up off the ground, and you're going to alternate lifting your legs up towards the sky into a perpendicular line with the floor, and dropping the other leg down. Make sure your heel doesn't touch the ground, and just breathing through. Nice controlled motion, making sure you're flexing through the whole thing. After leg lifts, we have a crab walk, toe touch. So you're down in the crab walk position, hands are facing so your fingers are towards your feet. You're up with your hips high, and you're just alternating, touching your toes. Exhale on the touch, inhale back. Make sure you keep your hips nice and high on this. Tendency is going to be to let them sink through, so just be real cognizant of that as you go through, that the hips stay high. The modification, however, is to rest your hips down on the ground, keeping your hands where they are, shoulders back, everything nice and tight, and just crunching in your core and touching back and forth on those toes. And then the last exercise we have are just speed squats. So you'll just be up in your squat position, feet facing forward, about shoulder width apart, and you're just dropping down into a squat. All your weight's on your heels, back is nice and straight, and up. Exhale, inhale. As fast as you can, all the way through the set. And that is it for our plank Tabata. Enjoy the core work, and we will see you next time. Thank you.